Welcome everyone to IAM Think Tank's first podcast. Today we are tackling a recent headline that sent shockwaves through Indian fintech industry, the RBI's curve on leading private bank due to technical critical infrastructure deficiency. Joining me to dissect this story through the lens of identity and access management is Kunwar Nitesh, an IAM expert with deep understanding of cybersecurity best practices.
Thank you for having me, Dhruv. This episode highlights the critical importance of a strong cybersecurity program, especially with identity and access management focus program for both regulated and unregulated industry, especially banking and finance sector in India.
Absolutely. Let's jump right in. We have heard about the data security concerns and frequent outages plaguing the leading private bank in India. How could a robust IAM system have potentially prevented these issues?
IAM plays a very crucial role in securing sensitive customer data. Just imagine a bank like a fortress, and how do you protect that, right? So, as a strong IAM system, it acts like a multi layered defense system. Let me just explain this through an example. Access control. IAM establishes who can access to what data and what system. Imagine this like issuing a personalized access card to only authorized person who has access to only certain asset in that fortress, not just a single master key with access to everything. The second important aspect is user authentication. IAM verify the user identities before granting access. Think of multi-factor authentication as a second layer of protection for entering into your fortress with your password and a finger scan, for example. And third very important aspect is active monitoring. IAM tracks user activity within the system. It's like having a CCTV cameras within the fortress, keeping an eye on who goes where and what they are doing. By implementing this basic IAM principle, this bank could have potentially minimized unauthorized access, data breaches, suspicious activity within their systems.
Well, that paints a clear picture. I would love to dwell a bit deeper into it. The RBI report, apart from the data security concerns, mentions deficiencies in user access management as well. Can you elaborate on potential consequences of this specific gap?
Absolutely. At minimum, user access management ensure the right people have the right access to the right system for the right amount of time. Just imagine a situation where an unauthorized low-level employees in a fortress has access to the vault, which has all the asset for that fortress. Now imagine in the current scenario, the customer data are your biggest asset. You have to protect that at any cost. And this is a recipe for a disaster. A weaker user access management can lead to a multiple problem. Let me give you a few examples. First is internal threats. Employee with malicious intent can misuse their access privilege. Second is accidental data leaks. Employee with unnecessary access might accidentally expose sensitive information. Third is compliance violation. Failing to meet regulatory requirements regarding data control or customer data protection can lead to hefty fines.
That's a disturbing thought. In fact, this isn't the first time that the financial institute has faced technology-related issues. There have been reports of outages and discrepancies in the past. So, how can a strong IAM culture prevent a repeat of such incidents?
Here where the culture aspect become very crucial. IAM isn't just about technology. It's about an organization-wide commitment to security. A strong IAM culture involves employee training, where organizations regularly educating employees on cybersecurity best practices, including password hygiene and recognizing phishing attempt. Just remember, the weakest link in any security system is often a human being. least privilege principle, or zero trust, granting user only the minimum level of access required for their job function. Think about guards with the fortress only having access to specific areas based on their assigned duties. Another point is regular audits and reviews. Continuously monitoring and evaluating IAM policies and procedures to identify and address vulnerability. It's like conducting security drills within the fortress to ensure everyone is prepared for potential breaches. By fostering a culture of security awareness and implementing this measure, this bank could have significantly reduced the risk of future IT related incidents.
Those are some valuable insights, Kunwar. But what role CXOs like Information Security Officer and Data Protection Officer play in fostering this culture?
The CISO is crucial in an organization because they are responsible for protecting its digital information and system from cyber threats. CISO ensure the safety of digital information and system within the organization. Just imagine them as a head of security for this fortress. CISO develop and enforce cybersecurity policies and governance. They will be responsible for customer trust and crisis management as well. CISO importance also lies in safeguarding the organization digital assets and maintaining trust in its security practices.
So they play a very crucial role. But what about the future? RBI has mandated an external audit. What do you expect this audit to uncover, and how those findings can help bank move forward?
This audit will likely to delve deep into bank existing IAM infrastructure, identifying specific weaknesses or gap in access control, user management, data security protocols, and customer data protection policies. Think of it as a comprehensive security inspection of Fortress, highlighting areas that need reinforcement. By addressing these issues identified in audit, bank can rebuild trust with their customer by demonstrating a commitment to robust security measure can win back customer confidence shaken by the recent events. Future proofing their operation, a strong IAM foundation will be very essential as the bank continues to grow and navigate the evolving digital landscape. Complying with regulation, meeting with exceeding regularities requirement for data protection will be very critical to avoid future penalties.
So, speaking of complying with the regulations, what help would industry security standards provide, like PCI DSS or CIS?
The Indian government recently approved a data protection law that came into effect last year. This serves as a starting point for Indian organizations. They can refer to GDPR, HIPAA compliance, and SAMA compliance from Saudi Arabia for guidance.
Excellent points. So, finally, what are some key takeaways for other financial institutes from this situation? What they can learn from this situation?
The incident served as a cautionary tale for all regulated industry, not just for the banks. In my view, it's not just an IT problem, but it's a business problem. Here are some key takeaways. Prioritizing IAM roadmap. Don't wait for crisis to invest in a robust IAM system. A strong IAM is not just a regularity requirement, it's the cornerstone of building trust with your customer and protecting their sensitive data. Second, embrace a security culture. Create a culture where security is everyone's responsibility. Educate employee, instill best practices, and foster a sense of accountability. Remember, security is a continuous journey, not a destination. Third important takeaway is regular audit and reviews. Proactive security measures are vital. Conduct a regular internal and external audits to identify and address vulnerability before they can be exploited.
That's some valuable advice, Kunwar. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today. This has been a fascinating discussion on importance of IAM in the wake of recent news regarding this financial institute.
Thank you for having me, Dhruv. I hope this conversation has shed some lights on how IM can help financial institutions build a more secure and resilient digital ecosystem.
And for our listeners, if you're interested in learning more about IAM best practices and how to implement a strong IAM system in your own organization, we have included some helpful resources in the show notes below. This is Dhruv Dave signing off for Decoded. Until next time, stay safe and stay secure.